Oh no! Well, guess what? It's camshaft time. So now that we got the truck to run on all motor, and I know I had a little bit of an issue with the fuel pump, but I fixed that already, which is a wiring issue. It's time to tear the old girl down and put the camshaft in it from Brian Tooley Racing. And so before we install it and whatnot, I'll go over everything. It was picked out custom by one of my friends that works at Brian Tooley Racing. So I'll go over the specs and everything on that. But right now, I'm just going to tear down the front of the truck. I'm also going to pull the front bumper off because I'm going to replace it with a black one that I recently acquired. So anyway, so let me tear down the front of the truck and get it ready. And then we'll be working on everything involved with the camshaft. So here we go. Alright, so I got it mostly torn down. I'm going to pull the balancer off next. The rest of the stuff is pretty self-explanatory. Pulling the power steering off, the water pump off, of course radiator and stuff out, valve covers, which I might lay back over here tonight. But I'm going to be pulling all the rocker arms off too. But the last thing I'm going to do tonight is pull this balancer off, and I'll show you guys what I'm going to use to do that. This is a kit I bought on eBay. It's an Aries puller set. And this one's kind of cool because you do need a longer push rod, I guess you could call it, to push the crank off. So this one comes with 4, so you got that extra length. So I'm going to get this all set up. Okay. First part. Got to remove the crank, which is 24 millimeters. So let's do that. Well, I can't get that thing to budge with the impact, so it's time for full heat. Let's get this thing hot. Check that out. Now we're gonna leave it there because it's really hot. That worked really, really well because it didn't want to move otherwise. So on to the next part. All right, now to the next part, getting this thing off. This is the second to largest push rod here. It's just gonna go in the bolt, and I've ran this bolt down on the puller and go into the crank, fold these in, and I got a little bit to go before it can grab, which is okay. There's the one grab. Is it grabbing everywhere? Yes, it is. Alright. Grabbing on those ears. And we're just gonna crank away at it with this. Here it goes. And the pulley's off. That's like 30 bucks well spent for that tool. Yep. Okay. Well, just got back from a little, and I mean little, car show today with the Nova. And since I'm back now, I'm going to go ahead and get started again on the camshaft swap. I'm going to pull the rocker arms off now, and then we're going to pull the cam out. So let's get to it. Alright, so one thing I'm doing when I pull these rocker arms out is I'm just keeping everything kind of matched up, and I'm checking the area where the ball rides and make sure there's no excessive wear, and the same thing where it rides on the spring. And these actually all look really good. It's clean from where you see that metal rubbing, but other than that it's fine. This one looks a little funny, but I think it just has to do with the fact that there's no oil in the cup, because I'm looking on the push rod that came out and it actually looks fine. So I actually have new push rods for this, so it's not as important that I keep all these together as far as the push rods, but and it's probably not that important to keep these in the right order, but I'm going to do so anyway just because it's kind of what I'm used to doing. So pull the other side out and then we'll get to removing the cam. Alright, take two here. I've got my tummy marks lined up here. You really can't see because the timing mark's way down behind this oil pump. But I like to get them lined up ahead of time because that way when you go back in you don't have to redo everything. I'm double checking again. Never hurts. Never hurts. Probably not the greatest idea, but I don't want that timing thing to move, so get out the big guns. Here we go. Put the can on. Move a little bit, that's okay. Keep the sprocket. Now it's time to get the plate off. See if I can do it. Obviously this impact is overkill. Cam plate comes right off. And here's our cam. So these right here are wooden 5/16 dowel rods, and the way this works is this is going to go in these holes here, and it puts pressure on the lifters so that they don't fall down when we pull this camshaft out. And then this one goes in on the other side. There we go. These bolts right here are water pump bolts. and I'm going to put them in the camshaft, because then it's going to give me leverage to pull the camshaft out. Now I'm just going to spin this camshaft, because it should push up all of the lifters. I'm going to put one more in. The neighbors next door have a whole bunch of football kids over, so sorry about the background noise. Let's see if we can get this thing out. Here it goes. Very slowly and carefully. Camshaft is out. There she is. Now I'm going to look over it, make sure the lobes look good. That'll tell me the condition of the lifters. Alright, so this camshaft was picked out by a friend of mine in the Nova community named Nick Ebdos. Nick also has a 68 Nova, and so we enjoy each other's cars, and he's an expert on cams and stuff, and he's the one that helped me pick out this cam for the Dakota. It's going to help out on motor, and it's really going to help out on nitrous. And it is what he refers to as the Brian Tooley Racing Snotty cam, and I haven't found much information about that, but let me get the cam card out. This tells us what we got going on here. Here's our little part number there. So if you guys like the way this thing sounds and you want one for yourself, you're going to want to order that from Brian Tooley Racing. And it is intake, I believe, is 235, exhaust is 248, and lift is 604 on a 113 lobe separation. So from what he's told me, this thing is going to sound rowdy, and it's going to perform pretty well on motor and really, really well on nitrous. So here we go. I'm going to get this sucker ready. Thanks, Nick, for helping me out here. And thanks, Brian Tooley Racing, for making such an awesome camshaft. And I'm going to get it oiled up and get it ready to go on the block. Had a lot of people tell me no assembly lube on the billet camshafts, so just oil. It'll be lubed up really well. And it's time to go to have that there. Pull the dowels out carefully. Excellent. Oh no. Oh no. There's no way. I can't believe I got that. It's out. I thought I was gonna have to pull the pan, and I just got lucky. Thank God. I know it's a little blurry. I'm sorry for the camera. My hands are oily, but thanks. Have pencil magnets. They do work. Okay. Got the crankshaft retainer back in. Torque specs say 18. Right. Yeah, that's it. Okay. We're lined up, guys. I'm gonna tighten everything down. Alright, cam sprocket is 26 foot-pounds. I've got this in the cam sprocket so cam doesn't move, so I can get these tightened down. That's it. That's all she wrote. Alright, so we got some more goodies here. These are the Brian Tooley Racing dual valve springs. So they have the inner valve spring and the outer, and they come with not only new valve seals, and these are special valve seals because of the diameter of the inner stuff, but it also comes with the aligners. So that's that set there. We'll get to work on that here in a second. And then Nick, who again, thanks Nick, who spec'd out the cam, also checked into what do you call it, push rod length for me, so we ordered brand new push rods as well. So with those two and this cool little thing here, this is a valve spring compressor tool, and it's right now it's just baggies. It's really not going to make sense, but you'll see when I do these, as well as this little nifty thing here, which is used to install the new valve seals. And so I'll go over all of that here in a second, and then show you how we do at least one of these sets, and we'll go from there. Last thing is right here, which is a kind of like a piece of a compression tester. It goes into the spark plug hole, and then you hook it to compressed air, and it keeps the valves up while you do it. So I'm actually going to start hooking this up right now. Alright, I'm going to wrestle with that one for a minute. So, aluminum piece on the bottom, and this piece right there. Bolt and a washer, hold it on, goes into the studs for the rocker arms, and that goes on there like that. Gotta hook up the air first before we Alright, time to hook up the air. Oh wow. That is super simple. Let me get my magnet. Alright. So the little keepers come off just like that. Over that. And the springs come off just like that. Make sure you keep the keeper just on the top. Bingo. Couple things left. The liners down here. Well, I gotta pull the seals off. I wonder how I can do that. I'm gonna have to wedge them off. Yep. There goes the old seal. Then get this one as well. Grab some pliers, that might be easier. Yeah, much easier. There we go. Now, there are liners down here. They're gonna come off. Just not quite as easy. Off. There you go. New retainer, or sorry, a liner on the bottom. There you go. You take the valve seal, you put it inside this. And then you throw this on here. Put the little eyelet in here. Alright, so you got the eyelet in, you got the tool down, and you just take something to pry on, push down, and then pull it up. Now if she blows. Looks pretty good. I might try a little bit something, just a little bigger to make sure. I don't think it can go down any further. Excellent. Yep. You can feel the bottom out, so that's good. The valve seals are now on. Put this back on. Okay. So, remember, dual valve springs enter in and out here. They go over the valve spring. Yeah, good deal there. That's a good technical term. Alright. There we go. There you go. So there's the final product. Keepers are in, retainers are on, springs are in, and yeah. I just got to do it 14 more times. Throw the rockers on. So I'm gonna do that, and then we'll come back to the finalization here. Well, she's all put back together. I'm about to push it out in the driveway and put some coolant in it, check the oil, and then I got to rerun the wizard for the Holly, and then I'm gonna try to fire it up. I don't have the injectors yet, so I won't be driving it around. We're just gonna do a fire up, and then injectors will be in tomorrow. I'll throw those in, and then I'll start driving it this week. So Let me finish up. I don't have the coils plugged in. 1 second. Okay, so I've fiddled with the Holly. I got the idle set to where I want it. And I did the procedure to get the IAC down. So here we go. Sounds pretty killer. I can't thank Nick from Brian Tooley Racing enough. I gotta wait for the injectors to come in, and then we'll do some driving over the weekend. So doing pretty good. Excited about it. Back at the 8th mile track here today. I wasn't able to get over to the quarter-mile track, Houston Raceway Park, because they've got the big boys coming next weekend. So the Dakota's there. I'm gonna unload it quick. I don't know how bad the staging lanes are. I was gonna try to run it with a mild tune first and then hit it with 24 degrees, but may not have time. And if that's the case, I'm just gonna go ahead and load the bigger tune. But I'm gonna go get it off the trailer and see what the staging lane's about, and we're gonna get after it. So that went 812 at 85 miles an hour. So not only did I pick up ET a bunch, it also picked up mile an hour. I think there's more in it. That was a 180 60 foot, so I can get a better 60 foot. But that was really cool to be able to run with Keith. His car is incredible. He ran Drag Week last 4 years. He ran Rocky Mountain Race Week last year, or I guess you could say this year, and it's just awesome being able to run beside him. So I'm hoping to show more of that car when we do some more stuff together. But anyway, just kind of quick little video of testing, and I think we're going to be back at Houston Raceway Park in 2 weeks. And then there's a track rental, so a little bit more here and there. So appreciate y'all hanging out, and until next time, you know the deal. Y'all be good.